Self-improvement. Once upon a time, in the vibrant city of Serendal, there existed a diverse group of individuals, each navigating their own personal journeys. Among them was John, a thoughtful and introspective soul. Like many others in Serendal, John had achieved success in various areas of his life. Yet, deep within him, a fundamental wound remained, a lack of true self-awareness. John, like his fellow Serendalians, grappled with two pivotal aspects of his identity. Firstly, he struggled with a consistent sense of self-worth, never quite certain of his own value in the world. Secondly, he found it challenging to establish a firm grip on his personal values and judgments. This lack of self-knowledge made him vulnerable to both harsh criticism and excessive praise. If someone labeled John as worthless or flawed, he would unwittingly internalize those judgments, disregarding his own inherent worth. He felt powerless against the sway of public opinion, always seeking external validation instead of tapping into his own inner truths. This constant quest for validation often led him to forsake his genuine talents and inclinations, instead pursuing popular trends for the sake of fleeting applause. John became a slave to public opinion, constantly bending to the whims of the crowd rather than consulting his own inner compass. However, amidst this struggle, he yearned for a kinder approach towards himself. He recognized that self-discovery and understanding one's identity were not innate abilities but rather processes that required guidance and support. In his early years, John was fortunate enough to have an empathetic figure in his life, a wise mentor named Sarah. Sarah took the time to observe John with fairness, attention, and kindness. She mirrored his experiences back to him, providing a foundation for his developing sense of self. Through Sarah's eyes, John began to understand himself more fully, building a more accurate portrait of his identity. However, not all experiences in John's journey were ideal. There were instances where others mirrored him in ways that distorted his self-perception. Nonetheless, John recognized that he could alter his path and seek the help of a compassionate guide who could provide fresh insights and support his journey towards self-discovery. With this realization, John decided to enlist the assistance of a trusted psychotherapist named Dr. Anderson. Dr. Anderson carefully studied John, mirroring him accurately and validating his experiences. Through their therapeutic relationship, John started to explore his true emotions, desires, and values, learning to trust his own judgments and take them seriously. As John became increasingly self-aware, he discovered the power of self-advocacy. He no longer felt the need to constantly seek external validation or conform to societal expectations. Instead, he embraced his unique identity and found the strength to say no when necessary. With his newfound authenticity, John's thinking became more original and independent, no longer bound by the opinions and trends of others. As John continued on his journey of self-discovery, he radiated a newfound sense of confidence and inner peace. Others in Serendal noticed his transformation, and his story inspired them to embark on their own quests for self-understanding. The city began to embrace the diversity of its inhabitants, celebrating individuality and fostering an environment where everyone's true worth could flourish. And so, in the bustling city of Serendal, John's personal journey of self-discovery became a catalyst for collective transformation. As each person in the city pursued their own authentic paths, they realized that true fulfillment and a sense of self-worth could only be found by embracing and befriending their genuine selves. Serendal became a place where individual identities were celebrated, and the collective soul of the city thrived in its diversity. The moral of the story is that self-improvement and personal growth require self-awareness and self-acceptance. John's journey demonstrates the importance of understanding one's own worth and values, rather than relying solely on external validation or conforming to societal expectations. To apply this moral to our own lives for self-improvement, we can take the following lessons. Cultivate self-awareness. Take the time to reflect on your thoughts, emotions, and actions. Explore your strengths, weaknesses, values, and desires. Self-awareness helps you understand yourself better and make conscious choices aligned with your authentic self. Embrace self-acceptance. Recognize that you are inherently valuable and worthy, regardless of external validation or criticism. Embrace your uniqueness and appreciate your own qualities. Treat yourself with kindness and compassion, just as you would a trusted friend. Seek support and guidance. Just as John had Sarah and Dr. Anderson, it can be helpful to seek the assistance of mentors, coaches, therapists, or supportive friends who can provide objective perspectives and help you on your journey of self-discovery. Trust your own judgments. Learn to trust your own instincts, opinions, and values. While it's essential to consider different perspectives, ultimately, you have the power to make choices that align with your true self. Listen to your inner voice and have the courage to follow your own path, even if it diverges from societal expectations.